G'day guys, it's Ben here from Pumped On Property. Now in today's episode I sit down with Hayden from my team and we actually do two very different things. The first thing we do is sit down and go through a live strategy session with Hayden where we talk about how he went from an 18-year-old buying his first property in South Australia to a 30-year-old with a beautiful family, financial peace and a portfolio worth over $1.5 million. We talk about Hayden's plans over the next 10 years to turn that $1.5 million portfolio into a $5 million portfolio where he's got financial freedom for life. Then in the second half of the podcast, we actually go really deep into an 8-step program that Hayden's working through at the moment, which is helping him live his best life and live in a flow state. So we talk about purpose, we talk about health, we talk about wealth and some other incredible ideas that he's been studying in his free time at the moment. I really enjoyed this podcast with Hayes and I think you guys will love it as well. So just to frame this, Hayden, you bought your first property when you were 18 years of age.
Yeah.
You've bought 5 odd properties, in total before your 30th birthday.
Yep.
And you've gone from effectively the same as me as a uni student starting at the very bottom coming out to, creating over 7 figures of wealth for your family while working for other people.
Yep, exactly right, yeah. I think it was 23, 24 years of age when my wife and I finished uni and had absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a journey.
I remember I was travelling around Australia a couple of years ago and I'd always heard of where you lived, where you grew up, which one of my favourite places in South Australia is just down the road, which is Robe. But then also getting through, I might not mention it just because there might be people listening there, but it was probably the roughest town I went to in South Australia.
Yeah, Port Augusta, you can mention it.
Yeah. It was just driving through, the caravan park room was just covered in, literally covered in barbed wire and fences. And I actually jumped over the fence to do a workout in the park and I got kicked out by the dude with the torch at night because he thought I was one of the locals causing mischief.
Sounds about right, yeah. I was working a few jobs when I was there and one of them was a nighttime job and leaving the work to get to my car was a bit scary at times.
Yeah.
But it's all part of it and yeah, it's the best thing we ever did looking back now.
Yeah. What was cool about it for you guys at that time outside of the character building?
I think it gave us perspective really, I think, we don't see the light without the dark and seeing that rougher parts of the way you can live really shows how good we can really have it and for our finances especially as well, that's where we worked really hard, had a heap double income, no kids, we saved a heap of money and that's basically when we bought most of our portfolio in that 3 to 4 year period, so yeah, it was awesome, we had it pretty good there.
I like it. So in terms of the live strategy session piece, where are you and your wife at the moment in terms of your financial position? And we don't have to even go into all the nuts and bolts, but just a bit of an overview.
Yeah, I'm happy to fully share the numbers. I'm not afraid of that, so I think it can help really. So
absolutely.
We've recently just sold a place, so where we're at right now is our own home. We've got here on the Sunshine Coast, which is paid off now, which is awesome. Not actually paid off, but we've got the $600K loan fully offset, so as good as being debt free on that, which is awesome.
How does that actually feel because obviously home ownership is the dream. It's been my dream for 20 years. It's probably been a big part of yours as well. How does it physically feel? Did someone high five you walking out the door or was that the first one you said?
That's the first one. No, it feels something about it feels safe and secure. I know I sound like an old man, but now with a young family and knowing that we've got that covered and paid off, yeah, it feels nice. As a man, as a provider, it kind of feels like I've done, I've achieved something and built some security for our family. So yeah, it feels really good.
I love that, man. I had that feeling and then my wife got us a slightly more expensive property, so I don't have that feeling anymore. But yeah. I remember feeling I don't want to hang, and we'll talk about the wellbeing and the things that you're learning in a moment, but I don't want to hang my security in my life on having financial security, but it fucking helps heaps.
Yeah, it feels nice.
It does feel good.
Yeah, it feels
Gives
really
you a
good.
buffer.
Yeah. And on top of that at the moment, it's pretty simple. We've basically got a dual income place that we originally bought down in Brizzy about 7 years ago. We still own that. It's worth about 1.1 million now, and yeah, we've pulled a bit of extra money out of that one to offset our own home. So
Okay.
that's got about 700,000 debt on at the moment. So have a 60-70% LVR on that place that's renting for about $1,000 a week with a dual income. It fully is slightly positive, and that doesn't feel like it weighs down on my life at all, which
I
is
like
great
that.
as well.
What is that original buy price on that one for the house and the cost of the granny flat back then? And can you remember what it was originally renting for?
Yeah, well, no one will want to buy if they hear these prices, but yeah, it was about 420K for the house on the beaches there in Brizzy. And then build prices back then were pretty cheap, and we did all in granny flat for about 130,000.
Wow.
So yeah, we're in for just under 550.
And it's gone to 1.1 mil, and it's gone from 600-700 a week in rent to over 1,000 now.
Yeah, exactly. The value's doubled and the rents have almost doubled.
Wow.
So
And what time frame was that again? Was that 18 we did that together?
that was 2019. Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So just over 6 years. Pretty awesome.
And obviously you, with an accounting background, love the numbers, and you got into crypto super early as well. How's that going at the moment outside of out of control?
Yeah, it's been good. So that's the third part of what we own, and basically got, I think we originally put in, probably total only about 50-60,000 in total, and roughly, I didn't get in super early, but it's roughly sort of somewhere doubled or tripled. Got like 140, 150 grand now.
Doubled
So-
or tripled? Just cash.
Yeah, it's been good. And then a little bit in our everyday account, and that's sort of it now for our finances. It feels so simple. Like we're so far up on Bitcoin that it doesn't put any load on my mind, and then the dual income place I don't have to think about because it's positive, and our own home's like as good as being paid off. So it feels I feel the lightest I've felt in a long time financially. It's like I'll probably just sit on that for a while now as a sort of 12-month plan is to not do anything, to be honest.
I like that so much. It's nice to just have
Yeah.
a period of rest after doing a lot of stuff for a long time as well. And how has getting yourself in that position changed some of the decisions in the family that you've been able to make, in terms of like the way that Melissa goes to work, the way that you go to work? Because I think that's important. It's not just about chasing forever. It's like actually enjoying the journey.
Yeah, for sure, and that's been the big pivot for me. Like I'm fully leaving money on the table because I've chosen to work less, only do like 25 hours a week of work now. Melissa works 1 day a week. Our oldest son, who's 3, goes to daycare only 2 or 3 days a week, and our youngest, who's 18 months, doesn't go to daycare. So, it's been that's the choice, and it's been fully intentional. Like for sure, I could earn more and own extra houses right now, but this is exactly where I saw myself 10 years ago, where I want to be. It's like we don't have a million properties, but we've got them we own great assets, and I've got that time freedom, which out of my whole life, this is the period of time where I want to have that with the young family, so it feels great.
And I like that so much. So where, sometimes a lot of mine and your combos is we're just trying to get us in the present moment as we possibly can and try and be right here and then right in the next moment.
Yep.
But we both have the ability to see forward as well. So where do you guys want to be 12 months from today?
Yeah, so financially, 12 months from today, not really much changes. Like we'll get a little bit of growth through the 3 assets that we own, hopefully. Like it'll go up a little bit. But I'm not taking like any steps at this point financially, so that feels great. We basically had nothing at 20 years old, like I said, and now at 30, our net wealth's around that 1.5 plus mark. And then the sort of 10-year goal by 40 is to try to work towards that $5 million mark is the long-term financial dream and goal, and that's the financial freedom number for me.
And what does that give you and the family once you get to that point, and how would that be spread across the assets that you own at the time?
Yeah, so bit of a nerd with this stuff. I've played around with that a bit.
Yeah.
$5 million, like what would that look like for me? So it would be like 100 grand in our everyday spending account. It's around, let's just say, about $1.4 million in that dual income place that we already own. So that'll grow to that or more by then. Be renting for more. And then it's about $1 million in index funds. So whether that's the S&P 500, NASDAQ, like a Berkshire Hathaway type thing.
Yeah.
So that's $2.5 million. That's half of it. And then the other half of it will come from our own home. So ideally buying a nice piece of land or a knockdown for around $1 million.
Yeah.
And then building our our dream home for around $1 million as well, and hopefully it'll be worth somewhere around that $2.5 million on completion. So yeah, once we've got that set up, basically that gives us a combination of somewhere around 100 grand passive income. I know it's not like just rent, but part of that comes from rent, part of it will come from either a dividend or taking out sort of 4% out of that shares we got.
Okay.
And then as well, we'll have a bit of a unique kind of luxury of Airbnb our dream home. So some people don't like having people in their home, but like I want to create something beautiful, and as you know, I'm from the farm down home, so we go home like school holidays, the big summer holidays, we'll go home to the farm for free, and if
That's
some
when
lucky
you can
family.
make $500, $1,000 a night that
Yeah,
time
I
of year
know.
on
Well,
the coast.
we're getting that time of the year we get $500 for our house now a night.
Yep.
So that's a 3-bed, 1-bath stayed at home. It's crazy. So if we can, yeah, I can see a world where we can make that extra kind of 20, 30 grand a year for, I don't know, a month or two of that home, then yeah, that's worth it to me. Like I can give a family a great holiday, and we'll just get like a proper bum clean at the end of it, and we're back, and it'll be fine. So yeah, that's sort of the life I'm chasing, and I already know that's a reality, and it's going to come. Like whether it's 5 years or it's 15 years, I'm working off doing it by about 40.
What gives you that confidence and that just inner knowing of like, because I find for myself on my own journey, I'm at a lot of peace now with these things, the same as you, because I've had enough experience in the market. But
Yeah.
obviously our 19 to 24-year-old selves, when we're trying to figure all this out, was kind of like just pushing and pushing and not, what gives you the confidence outside of a great spreadsheet?
Yeah, I guess a few different things like the spreadsheet, and yeah, even I know I'm not too old, but even just like the 10-year track record, it's like I've created the first third of that in 10 years, and that's the hardest part. So like the second 2/3 in 10 years mentally feels really achievable, and I just know like the way that the universe and the world works, it's like if I just believe and know that something's coming, like my subconscious will act in that way to do things that'll bring it forward for me, and yeah, I've just got full belief that it'll get there. So, and that's the financial freedom number, and I'm not like attached to that. Like I know it's just going to come. I have the financial peace now to live the life I want, and yeah, I'm not forcing it. I know with what I know and who I am and the skills I have that it'll come, and it's just a matter of when, really.
Man, I love that. And when you're looking at the numbers in your spreadsheet for stocks as an annual percentage, and also your own home / investment, what numbers are you roughly like compounding on?
Yeah, I work off sort of somewhere around that 7% mark. I know with our shares like withdrawal, I'm only going to be taking out when I hit that number like 4 or 5%. So that should mean over time that it'll have its ups and downs, but over time that should slowly grow by that 2 or 3%. So it won't go down.
And you won't eat your base.
Won't eat the base. And yeah, property, like, yeah, I just work off 7% because shares and property have pretty much done more than that over the last 50 years. So yeah, and then the Airbnb one's just like a bonus. I know what we can get per night there, and we'll have a big, beautiful home there that someone's going to love. So
I really like that. Like I was speaking to an older client the other day. He's done a whole bunch of stuff, and he's just about to, he's doubled his money on a property on the sunny coast. He's about to sell it, and he's going to pay off his own home. And he's got one house and granny flat out in Nambour that's crushing it, doing $1,200 a week. As a detective, he's also got like a whole bunch of like benefit in his super, fixed and guaranteed when the time comes. And he was sort of thinking about like, what do I do? Do I continue to play the game of investing because I enjoy it, or do I, just go enough's enough? Like, let's say that you are theoretically at that point at 40, which is only 40% of the way through, hopefully, the life that we're both going to have. How do you, see yourself playing out the game later on? Like, because it is a lot of fun to be actively in stocks or crypto or in property in one way or another. Do you reckon you'll keep dabbling with it, or do you reckon you'll just go, hey, enough's enough?
I think both. Like I think I'll think enough's enough because it is, and I think I spoke in previous podcasts about identity diversification. It's like I'm not going to be stuck on. I don't shape who I am around that $5 million number, so it's like I'm not going to get there and want more. Like because I have other things that I'm interested in and that I love, so I'll do less kind of chasing of more of the finances and more space to travel and be a family man and be healthy. So I won't like be forcing to make more, but I'll still like do it in a fun way. It's just like cool, I'll do little projects or something but as long as it just comes from having fun and enjoying that, really. So
I love that. What's been holding you back at the moment from achieving the things that you want to achieve, or have you worked through so many things personally and mentally that you've sort of overcome them?
yeah, I don't feel like anything's holding me back from achieving my financial dreams. I guess the idea of getting it sooner, I'm basically holding myself back by choice, like by working less and not earning as much and like putting less attention on it. So I'm actually achieving it slower than I could, but that's intentional. So yeah, I honestly don't feel like anything's holding me back from my financial. I'm already halfway there. Well, I'm a third of the way there, and I know like this number's going to come, but I've like I've got a piece already. It's fun.
And we'll talk about that financial piece you have in a sec. What did you feel when you were 18 buying your first joint, or how 24 when we started working
Yeah,
together,
more.
probably maybe 23?
Yeah.
What were you feeling at that point, like putting yourself in those past shoes that was holding you back at that stage?
Yeah, like I a lot worse than now. Like I felt like I was never going to get there. Really, I'm fortunately enough from like a relatively wealthy family with the farms we grew up on. Like we don't live wealthy, but the farmlands is worth so much. So I saw like what my parents have done, and I'm like, wow, like that's a lot. Like, and I'm trying to just work and save us a little bit of money to buy this one house. Like it felt like I was never going to have that freedom that my parents had. Mum's never had to work, and Dad's just cruises around the farm. So, but I really, really wanted that, and I didn't want to be a farmer. Like it wasn't fully for me. I love spending time there, but being a farmer, it wasn't the path I wanted to choose. So, but I wanted that freedom that my dad had, and it did feel really overwhelming at the time, thinking that would never happen. And even the position we're in now, like I would have never thought that we would have what we have now just in this quick amount of time. And yeah, there was definitely a lot of fear there as well. Like I didn't know where to buy, what to do. Obviously I came across you guys who played a big part in that. But yeah, it felt like a long shot that we'd ever get there. And I think there's the quote of I definitely overestimated what you can achieve in 6 to 12 months, but for sure, like my last played out, like I underestimated what we could achieve in 5 to 10 years.
I love that. I remember hearing that from Tony Robbins, like when I read one of his books back in the day, and it is true, isn't it? It's like I overshot for so many years on putting so much pressure on the 12 months and underplayed what 5 to 15 years can do for you, and it can do everything.
Yeah, it's like, I know we learned compounding through, like for our houses and property, but compounding just in everything in life. It's like your health, anything. You just chip away at that little small progress over time, and it definitely compounds, and it's crazy the things you can achieve in 5, 10 years.
Man, that's beautiful. Hey, what would you say to yourself 5 to 10 years ago, knowing what you know now?
Just relax and probably try to like have control, like be okay with not having to have everything perfect, control of everything. Like I'll just let go and take the action and not overthink it, because I for sure like came up with a plan and would just ponder it and be like, should I do this, that, and I'm just constantly trying to force that next thing to happen, like so much. And
pushing the rock up the hill.
Yeah, it just takes so much mental space, and I understand like learning the skills takes a little bit of pushing the rock uphill, but I would for sure just tell myself that the rock's already at the top of the hill. It's like just push it down and then just take the daily required actions and not be so caught up on like forcing things to happen so fast, because I don't, like I got the result and I forced it a lot, but I could have done the exact same action without all that extra thinking and time and stress and anxiety, and I'd still be in the same position.
I feel you, man. Like, what were some of those things that you used to do just for a bit of fun back in the old days that, now you look back were driving yourself insane, but at the time it felt like control or like progress?
Yeah, I remember when we first started saving money, we had the whiteboard and Western Iron. I'd be like, yep, Hayden, the list, like write down every little, like I had a healthy mindset around money already, and I was already making good decisions about money. It's like that was the way I was living anyway. So there was no need to just like be rubbing out and updating like literally every dollar we spend in every category and like fully analysing it. And it's like, meanwhile, I'm just living my life, making good money and saving decisions anyway, because it's like who I am and what I've learnt.
Yeah.
But it's like, why just I didn't have to track everything like so specifically. It was just ridiculous.
Melissa's just in Reddit. It's like, how dare you?
Yeah. Fully, we'd be like trying to just compare categories and like, I think we had 2 or 3 years there. It'd be like, I think our total cost of life was like 20 grand per year for me and 25 including rent and food. Like she had a couple of extra little bits and pieces. Like,
Which you're like almost twice her body weight, so it would have been funny.
yeah, that's crazy. But we had it really good then, and that's it. The advice I would give myself is like I did it luckily. Like in hindsight, it's just worked out so much better. But if you're young, pre-kids, like double income, it's such an advantage. Like you can get such an edge, and for sure, like my path now is getting me to that financial freedom number around 40. And if you do start a bit later or start once you've got kids, like that'll be down the line. But if you're in the position where you've got that chance to like save and double income, no kids, and invest when you're young, like it's such an advantage because we're in a great position now, and all we've literally done is like 3 or 4 years of working hard and saving and buying those houses, and that's got us 90% of our wealth in like for 3 or 4 years worth of work. So I'm a big component of people out of school being like, just go learn a skill, earn as much as possible, save and invest, whether it's houses, whether it's shares, whatever it is for you. Do that young and in your early 20s if you're young, and it's just like you don't have to do freaking anything for the next 40 years and you're still set up.
Me and Lisa did the same thing. Like I think she was 19 when we started buying our first properties, or maybe she was 20 and I was 24.
Yep.
And I didn't have the responsibilities now of like needing 2 cars or the really like a nicer home for my kids, or the school fees, or like the appetite to want to go to Bali every year to surf with my family. And realise that even that trip's like to a cheap country is still like 15k.
Yeah.
And I also hadn't tasted like what it would be like to eat at a nicer restaurant or have a caravan or go anywhere. So like the base level of life and what I'd been exposed to was super minimal.
For sure.
It was just, I'm really glad I started there, but obviously most people we help are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and I completely get it. Like you can absolutely smash it. And the thing about doing it at that age is you're so much more motivated to make it happen.
Yeah, and when you're 30 and 40 as well, it's like you might have less time and capacity with a family, but you've got the advantage of like you're probably experienced and skilled, and your income or business might be earning you a lot more. So yes, when you're younger, you've got more time to work more and have double income, no kids, less expenses. But then when you're older, you got the opposite advantage. It's like your expenses are higher, but you're most likely skilled or have the ability to earn way more than you can when you're early 20s.
Let's, obviously you've been through an incredible journey and I'm super grateful for you sharing that. But, what I think we both want to talk about is you're in a position now which is what you would call financial peace, which is effectively you've got the assets that will get you to where you want to be in the future, and now there's the time delay. Did you want to explain that concept and how you came across it, and then what financial peace has given you as you start to transition into becoming a full human that's hyper present and connected to this like well-being side of your life as well?
Yeah, so I guess the financial peace concept for me is just basically like not having to stress about money. It's like we're not at our financial freedom number, which we're working towards. But financial freedom number just basically means like kind of the same as financial peace. It's just that you don't have to like have a job or a business. It's like because you've got that income coming in.
Yeah.
But at this stage of my life, like I want to give that 25, 30 hours a week to this job for now. Like it's exactly what I want to do. I'm excited to wake up with my family, then I'm excited to go to work, and then I'm excited to go home. And it's like that balance is exactly where I'm at right now. So we don't have the passive income now, but as you said, mentally I've got the assets required. We'll do some like more projects along the way, but I know that financial freedom is just the destiny that I'll get to eventually. And I just don't stress about money now. Like we used to go out for bloody one meal a month, like when we were saving, and now it's like we're buying takeout a lot and just spending a lot of time together, and we enjoying the luxuries of life now. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Before we go down the incredible path that you've been on personally over the last, like honestly 5 years, to be honest with you, I think I really noticed the change when you picked up Lutzu's book, The Tao, and started to look at that, and it's transitioned into what you're working on at home at the moment. But talk about the crazy rezoning that just happened to your home and the plan for it just as like a complete left field, incredible thing that is going to massively speed up your passive income and wealth journey.
Yeah, so like I said, where we're at the 1.5 mil now, we're trying to go to 5. Like I know I don't have a specific time frame on it, but I've definitely got little ideas on how I'm going to get there, and part of it's allowing growth and compounding with what we've already got. But yeah, we had a pretty lucky change to the town planning up here on the sunny coast, where they've basically just rezoned a lot of areas from low residential to low to medium residential. So the good thing about it for me is like we just completely lucked out pretty much. So
But literally 2 houses in
yeah,
7 suburbs that would have worked.
could do, yeah, with what we want to do. So it's good because they've protected the areas close to the water and kept them mostly low residential. So we can, so people visiting the beach or people living there can have that space still. So they've sort of gone back towards the main highway and upgraded the zoning sort of along that. So if you stretch out from the highway to our house is between the highway and the beach. So they've kind of just extended it from the highway out towards the beach, and the new zoning literally stops like on our street. So we're basically the closest you can be to the beach whilst being changed to low to medium residential. So that's the first benefit of it. And then the other benefit is our house it's actually on this kind of semi-irregular block. It's kind of like an irregular pentagon. That's 5 sides, isn't it? Yeah, it's like this 5-sided, pretty big street frontage. It's kind of in between a rectangle block and a corner block. So for us, low to medium residential lets you build up to like 12 meters, and it allows us to do, basically we can subdivide it in half because we're just over 600 square meters, and we can build a duplex on each side. So
1 into 4 dwellings.
1 into 4, yeah, which is pretty awesome. And the cool part is there won't be strata title, there won't be a body corporate. They'll each have their own driveway, their own little street frontage. So there'll only be these like little blocks, but the fact you can have like your own little street presence, own little driveway, it makes it feel more private. No body corporate.
You bought your home roughly for how much again?
We bought it for $670 about 5 years ago now.
And one of these dwellings you estimate will sell for between 700 and 900k minimum.
Yeah,
just
probably.
One of them.
Yeah, way more than that. Yeah, probably 900 minimum,
Okay.
million plus potentially.
So
yeah,
it's a huge deal.
Yeah, huge deal for us. So yeah, the overall project, like we'd expect to be, let's say it's worth now about 1.2 our house. So there's already a lot of growth we've had, which is great. But yeah, we can do the whole build project for under 2 million, which we should, including it's about 560 square meters of builds, including all the subdivision costs and the setup of it. We should be all in for, from the build side of things, under $2 million, and then the sale prices at the end should be around the $1 million mark each. Like, so there should be, even on current prices, there should be at least $1 million in it for us, which will be a big jump towards that $5 million goal for us.
Yeah, beautiful. And obviously it's too early to tell, but you might sell them all, you might keep them all, you might sell some, keep some, who knows?
Yeah, I think the plan will be to sell them all, really, like back to what that $5 million makeup that I was saying. Like, we'll keep our house in Brisbane at Jawlock, and then the main plan would be to do the development, walk away with as much money as possible, and then that's when we would go straight to like the dream home, the $1 million piece of land and the new build there. So
love it. That's
kind of what I see the next step happening. So I guess if I'm planning it out in my mind, like I feel like I'll naturally go from say 1.6 we're at now closer to 2 over the next 2 or 3 years, just with growth. And then we'll do that whole project over the following year or two to make that extra $1 million, which jumps us to sort of that $3-4 million mark. And we'll just progress towards it like in a calm way without having to, I'm not like attached to it, but I know it's, that's what I was sort of saying before. When I know it's just going to happen, I can already see it.
Oh, beautiful, man. I love that so much. So, sliding into what you're doing at the moment, which is the 8 steps to mastery, like living in a flow state.
Yeah.
You know, before we transition into that, like, what's this idea of from wealth or wealth to well-being?
Yeah, so I think I've been loving this, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn.
So obviously we've touched on a lot of wealth right now, and a lot of what we do for work and what we help people with is the wealth side of things. but I've been exploring this idea of wealth versus well-being, or means, like financial means versus meaning. It's like a lot of people, a lot of businesses, like I find a really one-sided or the other. Like how many people or businesses do we know that are like fully about making money, and then on the other side, it's like there's these people that are like in the moment, fully healthy, like just about that, but they're like, yeah, they're healthy and present, but they're like freaking grinding away with no money, and it's like,
Yeah. Pretty much
I,
half of our mates are like
you just,
between those
yeah,
two things.
sort of between the two. Whereas like integrating them both and having both in life to me is what I'm working on, and that's important to me. Like it just makes so much sense to do that. So yeah, I think yeah, like I said, everyone's leaning sort of one way or the other a little bit too much, I think. So I feel like my sort of best self and my sort of purpose here in life is to, I want to embody that and live that balance between those two. And if I can be my best self, then that means I show up better for my family, and I serve the world better.
Man, I love
Pretty
that
much
so
so.
much. So this 8 Steps to Mastery course, like, where did you stumble upon it, and why do you think so far you did? Like, where did that calling come from for you?
Yeah, like it was actually some of the local boys here, the corrective culture guys, Jake and Callan. It was just one of their podcasts. There was a guy on there called Jason Pickard, and he's the creator of it. So he's sort of like the person that embodies this concept the most, because he's basically was on Wall Street till he was 27, 28, and he was like the number one guy, just making millions and millions as a big hedge fund manager.
Okay.
Thought he had it all, but yeah, at some point he just had like this realization. He was overweight, he had all the money in the world, but he was like killing himself pretty much. So then he's just taken the opposite. He quit that and then went fully down the health route. And when he went down that health path fully, like, because he's an all-in guy, he then realized, like, cool, it's not just about health either. It's about having the money. Like, so it's kind of this concept of just, yeah, really embodying both and integrating. We want to have means and financial peace and freedom, but at the same time, we want to like have lasting relationships. We want to have like great health. So it's really just trying to, these 8 steps, like this sort of course community thing that I've sort of been involved in a little bit at the moment, is just trying to learn that and integrate that into our life, really. Like, and that's what I've trying to been doing the last few years as well. I'm trying to live that way, and that's part of why I work less now and I spend more time at home and been training, because I'm really trying to live that.
Beautiful. So what are some of the key pieces at the moment? Like, where do we start with the first one?
Yeah, so the first one's basically, the first step is basically purpose, like trying to set up an intentional life. So getting clear on your dreams, having, which comes back to belief systems for me, really. Like there's so many, because it's a bit hard, right? Like it is pretty hard when people say like, what's your purpose? What's your dream? What's your mission? It's like,
unless you've
what is that?
really thought
Yeah,
on it.
it is like a hard thing to get to. I've found with this step one, like a good way to start is looking at our belief systems and even thinking what we believe in is hard, but going the other way and trying to remove limiting beliefs, because a lot of the way that we live our lives are largely from beliefs that were shaped in our first 10 years of our life. It's like, we don't know that, but things like, there's a lot of limiting belief that people tell themselves, like, I can't earn that amount of money, or I'm never going to get that job, or I can't get that house because it's not who I am. It's like all these beliefs about the way life is are all just not even real. It's like we think they're real because that's what. So when we were younger, we might have been around like a parent that had a limiting belief about money and said, "Oh, we can't go here because like we can't afford to go on this holiday." It's like those little subconscious beliefs that were instilled in us as kids, we carry through as life like that's real and what they are, but it's not. So it's like, yeah, I guess step one is just trying to do that, figure out what they are and removing those limiting beliefs, and just pulling yourself up every time you tell yourself like you can't have this, or I'm not good enough for that, like, because it's all just
What
made
are some
up.
of the beliefs as you've started to do this work that have been coming up for you, that you know, now that you're more aware of them, that you observe in yourself?
Yeah, I feel I've removed most of them now, but for sure, like along the way over the last 10 years, those beliefs around everything. I don't, like say with my wife, I don't feel like I can have the perfect relationship. It's like, cool, like she's good looking, she earns like this amount of money, but like maybe it's a bit hard to get her to do this. And it's like, you can put limitations around settling like on yourself. It's like, oh, it's not like perfect, but it's good enough. And I think a lot of the times in the past, I've fallen in a trap being like, it's good enough. Like it's not bad, like I'm relatively healthy. It's like, cool. I only got to like, I eat pretty good and I train a bit, but that's good enough. Like, so the limiting belief, it's like, I can't have it all. I had a lot. I was just like, I always thought, because I know even 80% of the lives we get to live, like with our health and our family, it's like, it's top freaking 1% in the world. We're so lucky, like,
Yeah.
to be males living in Australia on the sunny coast. Like, we've hit the jackpot. So yeah, I definitely like, in the past had a limiting belief that it's just, that's good enough, but
What
can
if
have it
I
all.
could be a phenomenal dad, like you said yesterday,
Yeah.
and a great partner, and healthy as, like
Yeah.
life's best shape, and be in a job that's meaningful and purposeful and helps my family, plus also be financially peaceful on the way to financially free.
Yeah.
What?
Have it all.
Why not?
Exactly. And the beliefs that we have drive our choices and behaviours. Like, we can't escape that reality. It's like, that's who, everything that we like do is mostly because of a belief that we have in our mind of how we think things should be. So yeah, that's the first step, is really just looking at your beliefs really, and trying to figure out sort of your purpose and your meaning, which is hard. So yeah, I just like that as a first step, is don't worry about, you don't have to know like your exact dream, exactly where you want to be, but you just start like by removing some of those limiting beliefs, because they're all just beliefs and they're not real.
I like that so much. And then where did it take you from that point?
Yeah, so step 2 is all about health. It's like, if we want to, like, we can't do anything if we don't feel good, pretty much. So we have to be eating right, sleeping right, moving our bodies, and having joy in our life. We need to give our body what it needs to perform. It's like, otherwise we're just going to be in that constant fight or flight mode all the time. So step 2 is all about health. So for me, I used to follow a guy called Paul Check, and he's a bit on the spiritual woo-woo side now, but he's sort of basic fundamentals that I learned, saying the only 4 doctors you ever need is Dr. Diet, Dr. Movement, Dr. Quiet, and Dr. Happiness.
Dr. Quiet,
And
I
it's
love
like
that. I've never heard that.
those 4 doctors are basically like, if you get on top of those 4 things, it's like 80% of problems in the world are just going to be gone. It's like, and they're pretty simple. It's like, Dr. Quiet is making sure you're sleeping right, like introspection, time to yourself, like really just giving yourself space and time to rest and recover and working in. Dr. Movement is that's just like exercise, moving, which is fun and playful. Just find something that you love and find a way you love to move. It might be a sport, it might be lifting weights, like yoga, whatever your thing is, do that. Dr. Diet's pretty obvious. Like, that's been a big one I've been working on lately. It's pretty easy just to snack on shit food all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm really trying to like go to the markets, farmers markets here on a Saturday, like buy quality meat, just give my body, like, eat foods that I love that also love me back, because there's a lot of foods that people love that your body doesn't love. So
I like that concept though, like foods that I love that love me back.
yeah.
Last night I made like really good food decisions and I just felt a massive win. Like,
Yeah.
I felt good inside, but I also felt like, yes, I'd won the battle today.
And I think that's half the battle of eating well, is that real, just noticing how you, like, after you ate that healthy meal, you felt great. Like, you might sleep better, you wake up the next day, you don't have like brain fog, and then noticing the opposite when you have a few beers or eat shit. It's like you wake up and notice that you feel a bit shitter, and it's like, what's the point? So really trying to like eat food and just notice how you're feeling half an hour later, like hours later, because that will help drive you to hopefully make more healthy food decisions if you know how good it makes you feel.
Talk to me, like, one thing. Obviously we've just put a massive gym in at work, which is the dream, because we all get to train every single day without eating into our family time after work. But you've sort of gone through this is a little bit of a dose to a very structured plan, but something that you've been saying is consistency over effort. And you were working through like a back injury, which you're on top of now. But, talk to that concept of just the consistency, because I think that's so important. Like, we put these big goals out, and then when we don't do them perfectly, we drop off, versus just showing up and doing what you can.
For sure. Like, and how many times have we done that, had these exact goals where we're going to get, and you get sick or you go away, fall off the rails, and you just don't do it. So it's cool how this is all interrelated as well, because like, it's the exact same with wealth. It's like, you might go out and have a big spend on some food, but it's like, as long as you get back on the wheelhouse, you keep saving, you keep chipping away. It's exactly the same with health. It's like, don't beat yourself up when you miss that session. Life happens. Like we get sick, we go away, and it's like, I've noticed that myself the last 6 months. I've had all that shit come up. Heaps of, like, had an injury, I've gone away, we're just sick all the time with the kids' days there.
Yep.
So it's like, cool, you miss a day or two, you just get back on it the next day and never miss the thing twice. Like, try to work towards that. And yeah, definitely, if you just do, what's that quote about, like, a C grade plan followed is always going to beat an A grade plan not followed. It's like, you've only got to have some movement that you love and just follow it and be consistent, and don't beat yourself up when you miss a session, because it's all right. And I think there's even studies that you have a few days or a week off of lifting weights, for example, and like, say on an 8-week cycle, you miss that one study, you train for the full 8 weeks, the other one you have that week off in the middle, go back to it, exactly the same results at the end. It's like your body is like kind of like deloads, recovers, you get back to it. It doesn't even have an effect. So I try to tell myself that now. And I don't schedule those breaks, but life gives me those breaks.
Yeah, going down the farm, I'm going away,
so
I'm doing
whatever
this.
it is, you get sick or any of that stuff, then I just, it helps me get back on the bandwagon, because it's like, well, I'm actually not getting affected by having these day or two off here and there.
I like that. So you've got your, starts with purpose, figuring out your health. Where does it lead you to there?
Yeah, so the third step is wealth, and the first 3 steps are the big 3. It's like, have your purpose and your belief systems, health and wealth. Then life flows from there. It's like, that allows you to just show up as your best self and be the family man and do what you're meant to do. So wealth, I try to look at simply. Hopefully I've kind of given that impression earlier on. It's like, have less, let time do its thing. A simple way of looking at wealth is kind of just basically just learn, earn, invest is literally kind of all you got to do. It's like, the more that you learn, the more that you're going to earn, because you have skills. So it's like, you start earning and learning at the same time. So hopefully over time, as you learn, you'll earn more, and then as you earn more, you'll save a bit and you invest it. And the investing just, can be as simple as basically putting it in shares, or just saving a little deposit over time until you can buy a house. And it's like, wealth doesn't have to be more than that. It's like, literally just grow some skills, save some money, invest in some quality asset classes, and just let time and compounding do its thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then how much you do that, how much you learn, how much you earn, how much you invest, just decides like what the net end result is and how quickly you get there. And it's like, so there's no pressure. It's like, you can do nothing for years. It just means like, you'll get that financial freedom number a bit longer, and like, it doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. You just want to be doing something, and if you can do that at the start and just start investing that little amount when you're really young, like, it all just takes care of itself over your life's journey.
Consistency, like, honestly, a Z grade plan with, you could have a C grade plan for health, but a Z grade plan for investing. Like, I know people that have put 3% of what they could earn away, and that's all they could do. And those people can still end up being millionaires in 20 years with the right focus and the right asset class. So it's exciting. And where does it go from there?
Yeah, so the next ones are a little bit more like, I don't know, maybe slightly more woo-woo, a bit more spiritual, but the first 3 steps are the key in terms of getting your belief system right and having good habits and practices around your health and your wealth. From there, it's like, this next one's like about your heart, pretty much.
Sure.
So it's like, when we're in our heart, we can access so much more information. Instead of just being like straight in front, all we can see is right in front of our eyes. It's like, we can just drop that hand down in front of our face and kind of be open to all that's around us. We kind of get a lot of messages we need. Like, if you really listen to everything, I believe now that every little thing that happens is like leading us somewhere. It's teaching us, like those little incidents in traffic, or like you see a bird jump in front of you when you're on a walk. Like, all these tiny little things are like meant to be there on our journey to show us and teach us things. So I just need to be open to the whispers and believe that everything is just a part of awakening ourselves to our truest potential. It's like,
man, I love that.
Yeah, that one's a hard one to put into words, but I find whatever I authentically like open my heart to, that's what I bring into my life.
I like that, man. I think other ways to say this from all of the stuff that we've listened to, because obviously communicating it, me and you are super analytical.
Yeah.
It's very easy for you and I to do health and wealth because they're binary. It's ones and zeros. When we start talking about, another way to say the same thing would be like a heart-centered approach to life, or you know, moving into like that soul space.
Mhm.
And I think off the back of decision makings coming from there is intuition. You know, for me, guidance,
Yeah.
like kindness, compassion, empathy,
Yeah.
all of those beautiful things that as men, like, they're hard to talk about because
Yeah.
we haven't learnt, you know, growing up on a farm in SA.
Yeah, don't talk about
I
that.
don't know if you're sitting in the tractor talking about leading with your heart. It's just like fucking,
Nah.
it's harvest time, mate. Just do 23 hours a day until it's done.
Yeah, sitting in the trailer with dad is just smoking and talking about.
All the windows
Can you
are
go
shut.
pick up
This
this?
isn't-
Yeah. So I think, yeah, and then one last thing on that, I think, like, I don't know how to fully say it, but I want to say, instead of telling ourselves like, why is this so hard, or like, why can't I do this? It's like, start to listen to our heart and put out the intention of like, why is this so easy? Of like, of course I'm going to do this, and really try to like put out a positive message of exactly what you want, because your subconscious kind of works in the background, and it basically, like, whatever you put your attention on, like, that's what life starts giving you. So I'm not really getting there. But
No, man, I like it. It's the first time that we're talking about it as well. Like, it's a cool thing, and because I'm not doing this work, I don't know how to ask the right questions for you about it either.
Yeah, it is hard to touch on, but I do think just opening your heart and knowing that your subconscious will reinforce like what you're putting out there. It's like if you're putting these, that's why I'm living my life knowing that I'm going to get to this financial number. I know that I'm like evolving into the best dad, because if I start projecting that and seeing that and opening my heart to those possibilities, I know that, like, whatever you want to call it, the universe or God will reward me with me, because that's what I put out there. Whatever you do 50% of it, and the universe or whatever you call it will give you the other 50%. So if you can project out that first half, it will always be met on the other side, and you'll get everything you want.
There's three different ways to look at this, because I love this stuff. Like, one way would be to look at it from like The Secret, Conor McGregor, Tony Robbins, Bruce Lee approach, which is like put out the attraction, like the law of attraction, or manifesting, like believing that it's already occurred and bring it into your life.
Yeah.
The second thing, which is the other 50%, or to me 100%, is just get, like, when you're guided by intuition and heart, the universe will bring that to you, and it's always bringing you exactly what you need. It's just that we've got labels in modern society around what is good and what is bad. And when the bad stuff's coming in, it's actually growing you into the good. It's just very hard to smile when you're getting punched in the face. And then the third way, from a science perspective, is the reticular activating system, which is what you focus on. You know, you're buying a Jeep, all you start seeing is Jeeps, and you've never seen them before. And so the reason leading from the heart is so powerful is it connects attraction and manifestation with the creator, universe, God. But then the reticular activating system, knowing why you're focusing on what you're focusing on, brings it, because your brain is constantly scanning the environment to help you survive and grow.
Yeah, that's well said.
There's three different ways of approaching it, but it's all the same thing. And Native American Indians do it in one way, scientists do it in another, spiritual people do it in another, but it's all the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. Well said. I feel like the example about the car is a good way to explain it. It's like, because you can easily see that. It's like when we're looking at a certain car, it's all you see. That's like a good example of how it works as well. Like, that's, if you think of whatever your heart thinks of and sees and believes, then it's not like as physical as a car, but it's the same concept. It's like your heart thinks you want this. If you fully put that out there, you'll start receiving that, just like you see the car.
There's also, it's got to a point now, like, where like, heart drives intuition, right? People call it gut, people call it solar plex, people call it chakra, people call it heart, they call it spirit, soul. That voice, as you start leading your life that way, you can ask it anything, and it will tell you in a second what's right for you, and it's fucking really powerful, to be honest with you.
And some people don't believe it's a thing, but it's like,
that's cool as well.
It's for sure. It's definitely for sure a thing, because that's the funny part of it. Like, for people that don't believe in it, it's like they don't believe in it, so they bring in they bring in the belief that it's not true, it doesn't work.
You know, I don't know how. I was watching The Secret the other day, and the guy was like, "I don't know how electricity works, but it doesn't mean that I can't have the benefit of
Yeah.
it." I have no idea how manifestation works for me.
Yep.
But if I
That's the
put
thing.
something physically in front of me, man, it's just time.
It just comes in. Yeah.
And
I
it's not
believe that as well.
immediate always, but yeah. So where do you go from there?
Yeah. So the last four are kind of a little bit more like practical, pretty simple concepts. So the fifth one is about posture. It seems like a strange concept.
If you guys
Um,
could see Hayden's posture as well, this is how humans are supposed to be created.
No, I don't know about that, but this comes down to like, because how much of our life, like whether we're sitting in a car, we're sitting at a desk, we're sitting on the couch at home, like so many hours of our day where we are naturally in like a posture that's not great, like where we're mostly shoulders forward, like chin kind of down, which means you're basically just not breathing properly. Like that, if you're in the position of like being forward and leaned over like that, you're often not breathing right, which is often chest breathing, like short chest breaths. Whereas if you kind of fully like try to just as much as you can be aware of it throughout the day, when you're at work or in the car, just roll your shoulders back a little bit, put your chest up, and breathe through your nose and take big deep breaths. Because same as the health concept, if we're not giving our body the oxygen it needs, again we're going to be in that like fight or flight kind of like panic
Yeah.
kind of position. So yeah, that one's just a simple concept of just trying to bring yourself awareness of like having a good posture, because it's so much more than just physically looking like you've got a rounded shoulders. It's actually how you show up in the world. If we're like chest open, smiling as we walk through doors, like presenting that way, it's a similar concept to the heart. It's like you're presenting like in that way, you bring forward that type of thing as well.
It's why 90% of, for example, Paul Chek's movements
Yeah.
are back gate orientated. All great movement, Pilates, Paul Chek stuff, great training is back dominant, and it's because we're supposed to be in this position that you see like the children in.
Mm-hmm.
I was just recently doing some training with a guy called Nam, and he was Mick Fanning's one-on-one coach for a lot of time when he was winning world titles. And he said he had a different way of saying the same thing. And, you know, for me, in terms of the health side of things, we know from the blue zones that connection is the key thing in life for like real longevity, and seems to be like walking up hills. But outside of those two things, like jokes aside, you can where I got to with Nam, where I put it in my own order was I can die in 2 to 5 minutes from not breathing. Breath has to be the most important thing for your health.
Yep.
And if you're not breathing well, then there's all sorts of shit going on in your body. Then I sort of thought, what's the second most important thing that I can die from? Because I always was like exercise number one, food number two, sleep number three, and like water and breath. Now it's like, okay, the next thing I can die from is not drinking water. So I'm like, that's the second most important thing, to get good quality, consistent water into the body. And you can actually flood the cells as well as dehydrate them. The third one is like probably from lack of sleep.
Yep.
So sleep and rest is so undervalued in modern society. The fourth one is food. And I could not move for like 80 years and be fine
Yeah.
just from getting my 10,000 steps a day. So it reordered the way that I think about it based on how close it is to death.
Yeah.
And it's a weird way to look at it, but I do think about breathing. It's why I start every single morning with a small amount of breath work, because I believe it reoxygenates your entire system. And it changes the chemistry of the cells. Like, this is fucking crazy to say, man, but my dad had chronic arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and he was on pills from the time he was like 35 for it. He started doing breath work about 6 odd years ago, the Wim Hof stuff. He is now off his rheumatoid arthritis medication. It's gone. He does his bloods every six months because he just likes to see them. He's been doing that forever, and he like wants his health record before people wanted that. And he's just
That's
like,
awesome.
it's just gone. It's not even in the system. It's gone from the system.
Yep.
The doctor's
believe
like,
that.
what the hell? And he's like, the only thing I've changed is breath work.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's not science saying that, so please don't, talk to your doctors.
I think it's true, and it's a cool thing that we can do throughout our days with not that much extra time. Like, you might do a little breathwork practice, but how often can we just drive in the car and take slow, deep breaths, or like all throughout a day? I know some people at night time are taping their mouth to get it through their nose. Like, there's all these different things. Same with any of these like steps. It's like they're all just fun and play. Like they give you a starting point, and then you can just like
go down the
learn
rabbit
and
hole
go
like
down the rabbit
everything
hole.
else and
Yeah.
transfer your OCD and control onto another part of your life instead
Yep.
of wealth. Now it's on taping your nose.
Oh yeah.
I love how they're like, it adds 15 years extra to your life. And I'm like, what, have you taped a baby since the day it was born in a controlled study with 3,000 other babies? I'm like, show me a lifetime.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I do understand the concept though. It's like our nose have got little filters in them, and normally if we're breathing through our nose, we are breathing like normally we will naturally breathe deeper into our belly through our nose, and the mouth sort of when we do more like shallow chest breaths. So it's just the concept of trying to breathe through your nose more.
I get it too, like the heart rate variability I see when I'm breathing through my nose on my watch versus
It's
not.
lower,
And it's beautiful. It regulates your nervous system and your vagus nerve.
Yep. Sweet. Well, the sixth step is basically around focus. So it's like, how can we take in information in this day and age whilst keeping like our nervous system calm and not getting rattled by it all?
Can I just get my notebook out? What are some of the tips from this program?
Yeah, so the main thing that they focus on, same as the beliefs thing, it's like the beliefs thing, we went back to taking away limiting beliefs. It's the same thing with focus. It's like eliminating distraction pretty much. It's like always doing the opposite. We eliminate distraction, that will naturally lead to more focus. So distraction is basically like the death of flow states. It's like, how often do we know we get text messages or like social media, kids coming in on you when you're on a call, or like, it's just our lives in this day and age are just freaking distraction the whole time, pretty much, it feels like. So
we've got to, and that's, I think it's a deliberate setup of society.
Yeah, yep. So the one way I found to combat that is basically just organising our days so that we have uninterrupted blocks of time where we can do focused work. So that's a fun journey as well. Like for me, some things that I've done is like, so say at night time, the half an hour before the kids go to bed, it's like, that's it. The phone's away. I'm just with the kids. At work, if I've got like a bit I've got to catch up on, or I want to get a lot done, I'll literally just close my door and tell everyone it's like, I'm doing my thing for the next. And normally it's around sort of 90 minutes. The studies seem to show that we can do full focus, like uninterrupted work, and it comes back around as added benefits, because if you can block out and have that time of 90 minutes, in that 90 minutes without distraction, you'll freaking get a half a day
hours worth of stuff done
in that time, and then which means you get more time again to play and be with your family. So it's like all these things that we can eliminate and change end up basically like giving us more on the back end. So because it takes like 15, 20 minutes to get back into like a state of flow when we're doing focus work when you are distracted. So it's like we stay in that. It's crazy like how much you can like work through and get done.
And that's beautiful to hear. I love that.
Yeah.
What are some other things that I like your concept of play with all this. Like, there is lots of science, there's lots of spiritual, there's lots of ideas. But again, like your intuitive eating concept, what works for Hayden, but it's like also with focus, it's like, well, what works best for you? Yeah,
it's like, and all these things are interrelated. It's like, focus to me is what works for me. I guess just, like I'm saying, trying to block out different parts of your day for that certain thing. So it's like, when I'm training, I'm training. When I'm doing this, I'm this. And for me, it's like my life is basically balancing three buckets. It's my family, my own time, and my service to the world. So I can focus on one of those. I'm really trying to just as much as possible to focus on each one of those at a time. And so for me, at the moment, the family concept is just presence and play. It's like I don't have to achieve or do anything like as a family person. All I have to do is be there, be like the support, like be the guy that my kids look up to, and be there to like shoulder to cry when they're sad. It's like I want to balance my masculine and feminine and be just there with them. That one's like simple. My own time is just basically mostly health. It's like training, learning is what I would cooking, say. Learning. It's like for me and me becoming my best version of myself, and my service to the world will ebb and flow. Like right now, my service is I try to be like basically the shoulder to cry on for clients here at work. I want to help people like build their wealth and become who they're meant to be. Because that's my current service. In the future, it might be different. It might be more what we've been talking about. It might be like integrating a lot of things, like trying to set them up financially, but then also balancing that with health and family. So that's beautiful. I'm pretty lucky to have a dynamic schedule that kind of flows between those three things. Like I can sort of connect with myself daily and decide what I want to do and manage it all. So it's that, and I've got the privilege of being here and to do that. Like it's awesome. It's taken a long time to do that, and for others it could take years. Like I had years where I was working 3 jobs and I felt like I had no time.
Yeah, and you had the start here when you were 50, 60 hours a week
No
as well,
more.
and it's like you got better and better and better because you didn't cap your learning at I can
Yeah.
do the job. You capped it at I want to be.
Yep.
You didn't even want to be good. You wanted to be of service.
Yeah.
And when you wanted to like really look after people, then it's like, well, I'm going to really understand people. I'm going to understand communication. I'm going to understand this entire weird world of property so that I can be there for whatever they need.
Yep, for sure. And it's all just like a non-stressful journey now. It's like the more you can get a little bit uncomfortable, learn some skills, you like earn a little bit more, you can work a little bit less, and it's like there's no place we need to be by a certain time ever. It's
No.
like it's all just like this is where I'm at. Like let's work through, say something like these 8 steps and just have fun with them. It's like cool. Like this one I feel I'm the most off. Let's just put a bit of focus into that for a while. And none of it's like a requirement or a necessity. And it's just like it's it's freeing. Like just to be like I'm already on the path and I can keep playing with these concepts, and it's all none of it really matters at the end of the day. It's more just like doing my best and having fun with it all, I suppose.
I saw a quote last night, and it was, we come into this world with nothing. We spend our whole lifetime gathering things, and we leave it with, with nothing. And I kind of went,
yeah.
fuck, I'm a good gatherer. I feel like I'm a squirrel just trying to stuff my cheeks with experiences and relationships and health. And ultimately, it's like all of that is so much pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so nice when you take a playful approach, and having young kids is the secret to
best,
seeing that, because they're just present. They don't care.
Yep. Which leads us to the 7th step, which is altered states of consciousness. So
That's
not drugs or not doing anything like that. It's more just basically changing our frame of mind, these little slightly altered states. So it might be childlike play, like you just become one with your kid. You're just watching them move, you're copying them, you're playing with them. Like is one way of altering your state. Another one's like the shower thoughts. Like you could work on a problem at work for 8 hours and then you just freaking sitting in the shower, going for a drive, looking out the window, and then that idea pops into your head. So I guess the idea of step 7 is to try to create as many of those little windows throughout the day as well, where you're just fully changing. It's like you go to a new place, you're like just changing something, because we know that's when the ideas come in. We're not forcing it and we're doing something different.
That.
So then create those altered states, let the ideas come, and then that's when you go back in to like do the focus work and relate it back to some of the other steps.
That's a beautiful thing. Like there's a book up here that I've read twice. I'm actually going to take it home again tonight because I just know I need it again. It's called Rest, and it talked about the highest performers, athletes, politicians, business people, inventors, scientists, writers in history, and examples of how they did exactly this. And most of the great writers and mathematicians, or artists particularly, tech people, would work on a problem and then just completely switch off. And one of the ways they switched off was this concept of deep play, where it's like you've got something. Weights is a good example. There's a technical skill component, but there's also a release, getting in your body component. Sailing, surfing, skateboarding, rock climbing, sport. Art, where you actually, there's a skill element, so you're engaged, but there's a flow element which is completely in parallel and different. And then or going for a walk or having a sleep, and then coming back, and the subconscious is solving the problems in the background.
And it's really hard to like trust that. Like I've had so long where it's just you think you can just think out the problem. You can just force it to come to the solution, because it makes sense mentally. You're like, cool, of course if I work on something and think about it, I'm going to be able to like get the solution. But once you start building some reps of just letting go and altering your state and doing all those things like painting a picture or going to play with your kid, it's like, and those little seed, little whispers come in, and it gives you all the answers you need. So that one's a fun one.
That's a cool one. One thing I learnt from working with Noam, Mick Fanning's coach, was one of the issues we have as adults is you come from your family state into your work state, into your health state, into your work state, into your family, and you accidentally drag the baggage energy between states. And one of the important things that he's got me doing is changing the state when you wake up is very important. Going from a sleep rest state into a because most of the energy is before 2 o'clock in a day. The greatest in history produce their best work between then. But then, you know, like I just get on the assault bike, 45 seconds hard, hang for 45 seconds, 45 seconds hard, hang. Another way that you can do it is like the pro athletes, you see them do this, the Formula One drivers, the footy players. If there's nerves or there's a previous state that's hooked them, there's another team member dropping a ball and they've got to catch it.
Yeah.
Different hands, you don't know what's going to happen, or throwing a ball to you and you catch it but you can't throw the one in your hand back until you've got it in your hand. So those state changes, I think there's this idea of like having these spaces, but there's also a hack which all elite athletes apply, and that is knowing how to change your state fast.
Yeah.
When I went to Tony Robbins when I was 23, 24, there's an anchoring state to get me in a high energetical level. He put the whole group into hypnosis, cleaned our timeline and got us into life's best state. And there's an action I can do and there's a chemical reaction 20 years later in my body from it still. Immediate state change.
That's great. I'm glad you expanded on that, because that's the whole core concept. It's like normally those states might only happen once a year when someone goes on a holiday and creates some space, but like we can. I was touching on the simple, like just like having going in the shower and whatnot. But it's cool to know that you can actually
Create it 3-4 times a day.
Because
Flow state, man.
And they can be silly things too. It's like before you could just be upset at your kids. You're arguing, like they're cracking it, and then you just literally just jump around like an idiot and make weird noises, and then it fully just changes the whole thing. Or like when I come home from work, I just take a few deep breaths from the car to the front door and be like, I am home now, like I'm dad now, like, and you just fully let it go. So yeah, we do for sure get a lot of benefits in life from just making those, whether they just come upon us naturally when we create space, or whether we force it and actually do the thing. So
Warren Buffett and you know, the thing about this is no matter which way you look at it, the greats are doing it. And Warren Buffett and Bill Gates go away for these mini retreats very regularly. So does Elon Musk, and they know this. Like they know that they need to do this to get into the best place possible, and so they go for these things. They take a problem, it's being worked in their subconscious mind, but they've got their prefrontal cortex focused on something else. Yeah. And then by the time they get home, that problem's solved. And it's they get how the subconscious is always solving the thing, but you can't think your way out of it. You need to state change your way out.
Yep, completely
so
agree.
Sick that that's in there, bro, because that's very rare to find.
Yep, for sure. That's why I love it. I feel so connected to all these. Like it's been really good. And to cap it off, the final one is basically just about detachment, like trust in the process, letting go. We don't want to force situations. Solutions will emerge. We don't have control over anything. No. So it's like that final step is just like the release. It's like we're working in these other steps, like we're trying to improve and become who we can be, but at the end of the day, it's like, let go.
Man, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, so that's I guess to summarize all of them, it's not like, I don't want it to come across like a mental load, like I need to nail all these. It's like, these are just some steps, and it's like some, I guess some little bits of like things to think on, and then you can just play with it and go from there. You might go all in on one of them for a while and learn how to breathe, or you might go, figure out, sit with yourself and work on your beliefs. And it's like, there's no expectation in any of it, but for me, I've been doing this for a few months now, just working through these steps and integrating into my life, and it feels freeing, and I feel like I can truly say that I feel the best as like I've ever felt.
Man, I love hearing that, and I can see it too. I'm not talking about the health stuff or the wealth stuff. They're side benefits of 10 years of focused learning and activity, right? But in terms of the energetic state and just how the resilience to hard times is how I measure like a healthy nervous system and a healthy soul. Like, can you laugh when it's really shit? Mm-hmm. When it's all intense, like you had a really intense Monday, right? We bought a lot of properties. Yep. You had a lot of things going on. You had a lot of scared people that you were trying to help through that, and a lot of really excited, happy people too. Yep. You just went, this is a day. Did what you needed to do on that day, sacrificed a couple of the other values short term, and the rest of the week's been beautiful. Like, that's emotional resilience, and that is flow state. Flow state isn't a sunny day walking up a hill.
Yep.
Like flow state it is a storm and a cyclone, and it's freezing up there, and you're walking the hill, and the only time you know where your nervous system and flow is at is when you're in a Monday that's really hard, and it's like, man, I just shook that off. Like, that was nothing.
That's the beautiful part about life. Like, we can't just walk up a hill on a sunny day every day, because we wouldn't know that we're walking up a sunny hill if that's all we did. So it's like any time that we have really challenging days or moments or conversations or injuries or anything that's like really hard, it's like that basically just builds the positive on the other side. It's like we don't know the light and the positive without those times of challenge and the dark. So anytime it happens now, I try to just smile and be like, this is great. Like, how good's the other side going to be when it comes back around? And yeah.
Beautiful, man. Like, I've really enjoyed learning all of this stuff with you as you've gone through it. Is there anything you wanted to like wrap up with, or is that like a nice place to go, hey, that was just sick?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too, man. Thank you so much, eh?
Cheers.
G'day guys, my name's Ben and I'm the director here at Pumped on Property, and I just want to say a massive thank you for watching our content today. Now, if you're thinking about buying an investment property in the next 3 to 12 months, then the team and I would love to offer you a one-on-one strategy session. In that session, we can talk about exactly where you are right now, where you'd like to be longer term, and we can deeply educate you on the Australian market. And then you can take that information and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or potentially become one of the small number of clients that we work with each week. To book your session, all you have to do is go to www.pumpedonproperty.com and click that book your free strategy session button. But either way, we wish you all the best on your journey as an investor to financial freedom.